Why would anybody care whether or not x is greater than y? I feel like there's always a reason why a data sufficiency question asks what it asks. And in this case, I'm thinking, well, if x is greater than y, that means that we have more of the cheaper material than the expensive material. So if I care about the costs, which it seems like I do because the free info is talking about the cost of 10 kilograms of material K, I probably prefer to use more of the cheap material than the expensive material. So we're hoping for a yes if we care about the overall cost of the 10 kilograms of material K. So if it's true that x is greater than y, in other words, if the correct answer to this question is yes, what would that mean for the total cost of the 10 kilos of material K? Well, if we're only using material A, 10 kilos would be 30 bucks. If we're only using material B, 10 kilos would be 50 bucks. So if we're using more of A than we are of B, then we're going to be somewhere closer to 30 than we are to 50. So if I draw a number line from 30 to 50, and I put 40 there in the center, the overall cost for 10 kilos of K would be to the left of 40, somewhere between 30 and 40. And so I think that's what this question is really asking. Will the cost of 10 kilos of material K be less than $40? And as I look at the statements, turns out that's exactly what statement 2 says. So let's go ahead and eliminate the answer choices that claim that statement 2 is not sufficient on its own, because it clearly is sufficient on its own. It's telling us exactly what we wanted to know. So A, C, and E are gone, and we're down to B or D. Now, statement 1 tells us that y is greater than 4, which doesn't actually tell me whether I'm using more of the cheap material or more of the expensive material. Now, a lot of people make a mistake here where they accidentally assume that y has to be an integer. They say, well, if y is greater than 4, that means that it's at least 5. But we're talking about kilograms here. There's no integer constraint. So looking at my number line, I would ask, well, where would we be if y was exactly 4? The left half is where x is greater than y, and the right half is where y is greater than x. So y would be 4, just a little bit to the left of the midpoint. And if y is greater than 4, that means we're anywhere from that point and to the right of that point. And that doesn't actually tell me which half of this number line I'm on. I wanted to know whether I'm on the left half of this number line. And statement 1 allows for the possibility of being either to the left or to the right of the midpoint, and therefore it's not sufficient on its own. And the correct answer is B. If you found this video useful, go to quantreasoning.com for a lot more where that came from. You should also click that like button and let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to make future videos about. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and do that and click that bell below so you get notified about future videos. See you next time.